Greetings from VOSVA Engineering Group. We take this opportunity to brief the pricing structure to our valued customer, about which we quoted in our offer. First part in the main price. It is the price of main work, the quantity of which has been worked out by customer as per BOQ and drawings. We have quoted our most competitive price considering that the quantity mentioned in the enquiry is the minimum guaranteed quantity. It is worth mentioning that, unit price of the work consists of two components. One is the fixed cost and other is the variable cost. Our esteemed customer will appreciate that, if the quantity is less than the figure mentioned in the valued enquiry, then the fixed cost component will be higher. Therefore, the price will be higher than the quoted price. In view of this, we are assuming that the quantity mentioned in the enquiry is the minimum guaranteed quantity, MGQ, and we shall claim this MGQ in spite of the actual quantity allocated to us during execution is less than MGQ. Now suppose, the quantity of fabrication in the work order is 145 metric ton. However, the drawings provided by the customer yields 138 metric ton, with which the work gets winded up, 7 metric ton less than work order quantity. Even if the executed work is 138 metric ton, we shall claim the MGQ of 145 metric ton. However, customer may reduce the MGQ during order finalization. Of course the repercussion will be increase in price, because of fixed cost component. Customer may choose the midway between the two and have a wise allocation of quantity in the work order. It is always beneficial to customer if the quantity has been worked out meticulously. Second part is the supplementary price. This is the price of supplementary work, the quantity of which has not been envisaged by customer. These are the activities, which can't be worked out in drawings, in planning stage, but may emerge during actual execution. However, the work is coming under the purview of the work of the contractor and battery limit. Therefore, the contractor shouldn't refuse the work, however, contractor will claim the work at additional compensation with supplementary price. For example, modification of cement mill separator work is awarded to contractor. Main work consists of say 4 parts: fabrication of structure, 66 metric ton; erection of structure, 78 metric ton; dismantling of equipments, 94 metric ton; erection of equipments, 108 metric ton. Now, during dismantling of separator, a bunch of compressed air pipeline is conflicting on the way of taking out the dismantled parts. Dismantling of pipes and installation of pipes were not envisaged in drawings, BOQ and of course in the enquiry. Therefore, contractor has to do the work, but claim at additional cost with a supplementary price. Here the point is to be noted that there is no minimum guaranteed quantity MGQ. Now the supplementary price is divided into two parts. Part 1 is the price quoted on unit rate basis and Part 2 is the price quoted on actual manpower and resource used basis. The aforesaid example of pipeline fouling of course comes under unit rate basis, because pipeline laying price can be quoted in rupees per meter. However, some other work may not be possible to define as a unit rate basis. Let us elaborate this with an example. During the separator upgradation work, while opening a box of supplied machineries, it was found that the bolts were rusted and badly jammed. It takes a reasonable consumption of manpower in making the bolts thread-free. This activity has emerged due to a reason, which is not attributable to contractor. However, this can't be quoted during tender stage, because man-hours of such activity can't be pre-estimated. Therefore such activity will be covered under supplementary price manpower engaged basis. However, the contractor shouldn't refuse the work, because the work is coming under the battery limit of his work. Now let us just brief our esteemed customer about purview of work and battery limit. Purview of the work is those activities which contractor has quoted as the work under their purview of work, because they have ability of doing those and they have the resources and skill. Normally the activities like concrete cutting, tree cutting or grouting are excluded in the purview of work. We have also defined the purview of our work very clearly in our quotation. Battery limit is the boundary of work, the contractor is allotted. For example, if the contractor is awarded the work of cement grinding unit, the battery limit starts from the extraction of clinker hopper. If the customer advised to take up erection of deep pan conveyor drive installation at top of clinker silo, then it is not covered under the battery limit. Therefore, although there is excess quantity of erection of equipment showing in the work order, it is not obligatory for the contractor to do that work, because the contractor may not have planned their resources. If the contractor diverts their resources, it may affect the pre-committed work and there may be slip of time schedule. Now let us brief about contingency price. This is the price of work that is neither envisaged by customer, nor it coming in the battery limit or purview of work. These are those natures of work, which is allotted to other agencies, but either they didn't do it or it is not coming under the battery limit of main work. We have although quoted our price, it is not obligatory for us to take up that work. It all depends on our availability of resources and skilled manpower at that time, and pre-commitment to other customers. Also, these activities are not covered under our time schedule. Therefore no LD or bonus will be applicable. Contingency price is also divided into two categories. Part 1 is the unit rate basis and Part 2 is the manpower and resource engaged basis. We have already explained the difference between both. Now let us brief about give or take price. During course of work it is a common phenomenon, that often contractor needs resources from customer in emergency and the same is true for customer. For example, Hydra is in contractor's scope. However, due to sudden breakdown of Hydra, the contractor asks customer to give their Hydra, but customer may recover a reasonable price for that. In view of the interest of the project completion, customer is willing to give it. However, certain dilemma comes to the customer's project engineer regarding the fixing of price. Of course he or she doesn't want to get into ugly interrogation by their internal audit. Same is true for contractor's side also. Therefore, we have quoted a price for that, which may be open till execution of the contract, not caring for whether it will be used or not. It is divided into two parts. First is materials and second is services. For example, wooden sleepers, tarpaulins etc. are covered under materials. Providing Hydra, diesel generator, welding machine are covered under services. This is not obligatory on either party. Give and take price mutually agreed doesn't mean that whenever contractor asks the customer, then the customer should provide. Same is true for contractor also. It depends on the availability of the material or resource at that time. Now let us brief about price for chargeable issue. It is the price for those items which customer will provide to contractor at a pre-decided chargeable price. For example, power supply. Customer agrees to provide power to contractor at say at the rate of 5 rupees and 70 paisa per kilowatt hour. That means not only customer will provide the power at this price throughout the project, but also it is obligatory for customer to provide the power, otherwise the stoppage of work and other consequential losses shall be in customer's accountability. This is also divided into two parts. First is materials and second is services. For example, diesel, electrode, LPG gas, oxygen gases are covered under materials. Of course it is negotiable, which materials are mutually agreed to be covered under this category. Similarly, providing dormitory for workers, providing go-down are covered under chargeable services category. Now let us brief about demurrage compensation price. This is the price schedule for demurrage or loss caused to one party due to reasons attributable to other party. This is quoted in order to avoid dispute and lengthy procedure for settlement, if such situation arises. For example, contractor has mobilized their resources for a shutdown work, but there is a delay in start date of shutdown attributable to customer. For example, we have quoted demurrage compensation price of say 20,000 rupees per day of delay in shutdown. Therefore, it won't be a dispute in deciding the price and enter into a further negotiation, if such situation occurs. Penalty price chart or demurrage price chart proposed by customer also should be freeze during order finalization itself, to avoid dispute in the course of work. It shouldn't be a dispute and shouldn't be an open amount. If it is fixed in the beginning, it won't be any internal audit objection for both the parties. We have also offered some discount which is condition-based. We can offer reasonable price discount to customer, provided we get certain intangible business advantage. It will be beneficial for both. We urge our esteemed customer to go through it. Hope we are clear about the concept. We invite our esteemed customer to feel free to seek any clarification. By the way, we have submitted our price with a password protection. The password is being shared only to the concerned commercial or purchase officers who are dealing with the tender. The password is being sent to the intended persons through WhatsApp message or email or both. Only after putting the password at the intended cell, the price figures will appear in the screen. Otherwise the template only will appear having the figures blank. There shall be a date of activation of password, which is programmed in the price sheet. Even though the correct password is put, it will activate, only if seen, after preset activation date. However, the date of activation shall also be communicated to the concerned commercial officer through email along with the password. Thank you.